So part of an integral part of the 30 days is a weekly live question and answer session um, that gives the opportunity for participants to interact with me, to ask questions, or to give some kind of feedback based on wherever they may be um, in the course of the program. And everyone, whether you're a current participant or whether you've taken the session before, you can attend these sessions. They hold every Saturday from 7 p.m. to 8 p.m. West African time. And what I've done over the past couple of since we started is also to open it up to people who are not yet on the program, um, in the hope that they also can benefit, and maybe they would find reason to get on the program from some of the questions that come up. In addition, it is intended to provide, even for those who are not on the program, the opportunity to bring up any issues in the area of leadership, which is our area, um, and to get responses to them. And we've been seeing that, and I think that's been benefit those who have taken advantage of that opportunity to attend. So here we are again today, and I'd like to encourage everyone in attendance, whether you're on the Smart Leader program or not, um, feel free to express yourself, to ask questions in any area of leadership, or in the area of workplace issues or success related issues. I think we'll be able to speak on that as well. So once again, you are all welcome. So I'm going to go back to so the point is that this session is really not for me. This session is for you, everyone who is in attendance, and it's I believe it's really up to you to make maximum um, use of the opportunity. Um, so having said that, I'm sure Roti will not mind for me to come back to her, irrespective of where you are in the program. Um, Roti, do you want to start us off? Do you have any questions for me from however far you have gone, or from your own other experiences or experiences that others may have shared with you that could benefit the house today?
Okay, sir. Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir. Okay, well, at the moment, I really don't have a question. I would just like to say that regarding my question of last week, the one about the imposter syndrome,
The
I
one
think
about,
your response really helped me. The imposter
okay,
syndrome.
okay, yeah, the imposter syndrome,
Yes, sir.
yes, okay,
So, yes, yes. The response you gave was, I think it was an eye opener for me, and it helped me gain a lot of perspective. So, where I am now is trying to gain the requisite knowledge and experience that is fit for my position,
okay,
such that that feeling of probably inadequacy would be you know appropriately dealt with and
okay.
tackled. So, yes, sir. So that I think that's all I want to say for now. If anything else comes up before during the course of this session, I'll
You'll bring it up.
call your attention to it.
All right, so good feedback there. Good to hear. Last week, I
Thank you.
think she had raised an issue about imposter syndrome, how the risk that a leader may run, trying to portray himself, as what he or she is not. And we spoke to that issue, I think a bit extensively. All right. Does anybody else have any questions for the house? or for me on the subject of leadership. I want to encourage um, those of us who have not subscribed to the program to please go ahead and check it out. I'll see if I can post a link somewhere here that can help you to check it out. And in case it's something that you are interested in, it's the fee isn't a lot. It's introductory, yet it's 30,000, which is like 1,000 naira per day. But I'm sure at the end of it you will judge for yourself whether that is the value that that the series, the 30-day series, should command at all. But like I said, is introductory, um, and the objective is different. As important as income is, I think we all agree that we have issues with leadership, and we need to find a way of speaking to those issues. All right, so again, the floor is open. Mr. Victor, you are welcome. I think I see a Victor here. Welcome to the session. All right, Mrs. Omalara, I don't know if the cold will allow you to ask any question today. You had a very interesting one last week. And I don't know whether the response helped you as well, just like Ronti said.
Thank you very much. Thank you
Mr.
very
Oni,
much.
you also have the opportunity to speak, Mr. Victor, if you have issues in the area of leadership. All right, go ahead, Ma.
Okay, I just want to say thank you, and that when you put on the link, I will want to join because I've not been quite steady on the line in recent time. And
Okay.
as it relates to last week issue, I think I learned a lesson that in our climb, I might get away with what I did, but in other climb, sorry, that are
Yeah.
more they believe in governance, and that they are more cautious of libel or legal issue. It,
Yeah,
it,
by
it,
what
it
you
may
did.
yes,
Yeah.
it may boomerang, but
Yes.
I just want to say that it did help me in a way, even up to 2 days back.
Okay.
Um, it had put my superior on his toes, and
Yes.
he now watch his words, and it sort of put him on his toes. Let me put it that way. It
Yes.
wasn't The recording was not shared with anybody. It was
That's good.
between me and him, and I think it's helping him because 2 days back he just called me. He said, "Ah, my dear lady, thank you very much." I
Uh-huh.
said, "For doing what, sir? What have I done again?" He said, "No, no, no, just thanking you." So I'm sure, it helped him. But like you rightly said, it can only be in this kind of climb that we can do such. But I want to say that it helped him and it had helped me too.
Yes. Now. Okay. For those who are in attendance, Madam raised an issue last week about having a boss or a leader who was very harsh and aggressive, disrespectful to those who follow him. And she took a particular action. So we were speaking to the appropriateness or otherwise of that action. Um, so um, it was that action was basically getting the getting the leader to realize that what he had done was unacceptable, because it would seem that the leader was not quite conscious of the way he was conducting himself. And quite frankly, I mean, the conduct is unacceptable for a leader. The conduct, no one should make that mistake, is an unacceptable conduct. Leaders don't talk to their subordinates anyhow. They don't talk to their followers anyhow. Leaders who want to be respected must first also, extend that gesture of respect to their followers. You don't talk to people that report to you just because you have the authority to do so. You don't talk to them anyhow, also because of their self esteem. There is no way to expect that somebody will opt to follow you if you decide to just, if you are one of such who speaks to them, anyhow, who makes them feel, who rubbishes them, or who engenders low esteem on the part of, your people. Um, so the point we were making was that yes, what was done was probably appropriate. It made the point, but that is typically not the way to go when you want to deal with, people like that. Um, so what I want to add, is that now you can see that you are getting the attention the of the leader, and you have put him on his toes. Um, and I think you do have an opportunity here, because your job is not done if you truly want to help him, and I think you should. You have an opportunity to make him feel more comfortable, um, because what will happen is that, he's developed some respect for you, and that you want to build on that. What you would find is that more times than not, he's going to start taking you into confidence, and as he takes you into confidence, you have more opportunity to influence, his conduct. So that's it's very important that you you continue to make him feel comfortable. It's important that you're able to say some nice things to him. It's important that, you know um, you encourage him. Okay, when uh, as you are seeing changes, the same way that you pointed out the weaknesses, please don't refrain from pointing out the changes and using it to encourage him. Because, when you now say, I mean, that you've been watching, that you've been seeing the way he's been dealing with, the people, that yes, this is how to, deal with people, um, you know and you give him the feedback that the people feel better respected. And I'm sure that with those changes, he will see that the people themselves will be more responsive. And as the people become more responsive, he sees that the quality of what he gets would improve. And every leader wants that to happen. Every leader wants that to happen. Um, so you have positioned yourself in a way that you really can take, significant advantage right now, to ensure that what you've always wanted, that change that you've wanted to see with him, that change actually becomes a reality. Please don't let him feel, and don't take advantage of what it is. Don't let him, at least, not that you take advantage of it, I'm sure you won't do that, but don't let him perceive that um, that you have won. Don't give the impression that you have won, that it was because of what he did, what you did, that he has now mellowed down. Just you pretend as if what happened never happened, but you just be speaking to the changes, that you are now observing in him, as if what you did was not what prompted it. you know, that's a very important way of um, of urging him on, of making him feel important, and it's very crucial. It's an important way of managing your boss. And make no mistake, you have a greater voice. You are on the way to becoming like a confidant. Okay, especially when he doesn't see that you are trying to take advantage of what has just happened. Okay, what he now begins to see you as one who was truly looking out for him. Okay, and every boss, I can tell you, wants somebody who is truly looking out for them, who is looking out, for their best interest. And that's what is instructive about where you are today, and indeed about an important fallout of the step that you took, which really helped him, because at a later stage, if it were, he can't continue like that. No leader or no boss can continue the way, that he was carrying on. Ultimately, they are bound. Such a person is bound to run into problems. To run into problems within the organization, run into problems with those ahead of him, because ultimately the people will react. It's going to draw attention. They're going to try and find out what's been going on. And if it is discovered that that's how it's been carried out, he could lose his job as well. He could lose his job as well. So I hope he comes to realize that you've actually helped them, in no small measure, by um, the by the action that you took, even if it looks like uh, the, that action was illegal in quotes, or appeared illegal, or was rather harsh. But I think for this purpose, to the extent that it's helping to address the issue, then it's welcome. And on your part also, you have acknowledged that it was a tricky move, and going forward, you will do it differently. So 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 what do you think? Do you see that um, things
Thank,
transpiring
thank you.
that way? I
Yes,
have
thank you very
pasted,
much.
sorry, just before you speak, I just posted the link on the chat for, just as you requested. If you
Yes,
looked at
I,
the
I'm try,
chat, you
I'm
would
trying to
see.
copy it.
Okay,
I'm trying to copy it.
you can just click on the link though.
Okay.
If you click on the link, okay, there are two
Yes.
links there, and the way,
Mm-hmm.
and I've deliberately put the two links up. The first link will take you to a presentation, a slide presentation that tells you exactly what the program is about, and at the end of it,
Mm-hmm.
you have a button where you can click if you want to subscribe to it. But if you don't want to go all of that route, or in case that button doesn't work at the end of that presentation, then you can use the second link. The second link is a payment link where you can, then effect payment,
Okay.
and once the payment is
Mm-hmm.
effected, the program
Okay.
commences. Once you have paid, what
I
happens is
can.
that, you know, you start a process, and then, within
Okay.
24 hours, you get a welcome
back.
email, and then subsequently you start receiving on daily
The,
basis the
the link
instructional
the link
material.
is on the link is on this mail. It's on the mail.
Is on the chat
The
right
link
now.
will still be on
Oh
this.
no,
It's on
no.
the chat.
Well, the link is on the chat as right now as we are speaking. If you look at your, the chat area, I've just posted the link. I posted two links actually, and you can use
I,
that.
I will
But I
check.
could, yeah, but I could also follow up maybe after the session with a separate email that will
Okay.
also incorporate the links. Yeah. Okay, so please go ahead, ma.
Yes, I was saying that I'm very grateful for your submission, and to say that it does really work for me because, like you rightly mentioned, is always bouncing issue through either WhatsApp or email before the meeting starts.
Yeah.
How do you feel about this, that, And I say, oh God, you are most welcome. This is my thinking, and I think if it's not robust enough, we can put it on the table for discussion. And so it's trying to warm up and to get kind of make me like a confident, like you said.
Yeah.
But I'm trying to tread softly because I
Carefully.
don't
Yeah.
really want to take a burden that I cannot really carry. But I try to tread softly, and I'm not harsh as I used to be. I've calmed down tremendously since he seems to also have changed his style of addressing us, and it's um, more like a leader now, a positive thinking person. So I think I'm going along with him, quietly,
Okay. Okay.
quietly.
Well, great. I'm glad at your response. Let's see how it goes. The other thing is that please ensure that the gesture that he accords you is not. It doesn't single you out to the detriment of others. Because the let it be clear that the adjustments that you were looking out for is something that everyone should enjoy. It should speak to how he does leadership. Not It's not about you. It's about him, and if it's about him, it's about all of you. Okay, and
Exactly.
when you do that, he still retains that respect for you. By the way, but one of the things it does for you is that it doesn't pitch you against your other colleagues, because
Mm-hmm.
I mean, you were the one that took the initiative. Your other colleagues didn't take the initiative. But now that the initiative you took is working out for you, everybody will start getting jealous now that is now singling you out. Whereas that was not your intention. Your intention was to draw his attention to what he was doing, which was inappropriate or which was hurting the team and therefore hurting his work. And you
Mm-hmm.
wanted, you were trying to help him so that he could make the adjustment. But of course, the natural thing that happens with people who take initiative, who exercise discretion, which I always encourage, and it's a risk that you took, is that when it works, you are going to get the return. You will get rewarded for the risk you took. But unfortunately, those who didn't take the discretion, who didn't do anything, who just stayed at the receiving end, will now start, looking at you somewhat. This is how the, organization works. And it's good that you're mindful of that, and you are able to deal with that as well, because otherwise you may discover that you did something which has now, benefited, which was intended to benefit everyone, and it's working, but instead people are now jealous, that you are reaping the reward of the um, of the step that you took. Okay, so thank you once again for giving us that feedback, Kama.
Thank
Okay,
you. Thank you.
I see a chat from Mr. Victor. Uh, you're welcome, sir. And he says, I just changed jobs recently and would love your tips on excelling in a new workplace. You know, I had a fast rising profile in the former organization and was highly valued. But in this new place, it feels like I am starting afresh. Thank you. Okay. Wow. So good, Mr. Victor. You are bringing us to the realm of office politics or workplace politics, but that's fine. Um, uh, yeah, a couple of things that you need to do. I think your starting point is that because it's a new turf, you need to do a bit of study. You need to try and understand how does that organization run. Okay, how do they do things here? Um, uh, you want to understand your environment when you get into a new place. You want to identify what makes that place different from where you are coming from. You want to try and find out what matters to them there, what impresses the leaders there. Okay, what kind of culture do they have in the place? Is it a culture that is merit driven? Is it one where that recognizes, people's input, or is it one where, um, you know, they are not so committed to the pursuit or upholding of certain values? You need to have that understanding. The second thing that you need to look out for is who are those who call the shots. Okay, you must understand the dynamics of power in the organization. And when you talk about the dynamics of power, it's not so much by position. Okay, because some people hold the position, but they don't call the shots. And by implication, some people don't have positions that are obvious, but they are the ones calling the shots. Some people sit on a seat that looks powerful, but the person calling the shot is not obvious. Okay? The person calling the shot is somebody else. Um, so you need to have that understanding. Now, when you understand who are the power brokers, as I call them, then you know they are like landmines. You know how to tread. Okay. First of all, it tells you who are those that are important for you to try and get connected to. Okay, and build a relationship with. You have not shared with us the what level you are. That's important as well. But you know, um, so you eye those people because you want to try and build a relationship with them. Two is while you are trying to do that, you are also mindful that you don't step on certain toes because you don't want to go against somebody who is a power broker within the organization. It's part of what you need to do in these early days while you are still trying to find your feet. You don't. They could be like a banana peel, if I might use that illustration, that you go and step on them, and they can really upset, how things play out for you, for the rest of your stay there. One of the things that you should be mindful as well about is that you don't want to play around with your ability to deliver. You know, you must not take performance lightly. Whatever you have been recruited for, make sure that on that score you do everything to deliver. You make it clear that you are capable, you are able, and as quickly as you can, begin to show results. Begin to show results. Make no mistake that your results, you are not, your intention must not be to rely just on your results, because your performance will never be, the only thing that you need to assert yourself there. It is a starting point. It is a foundation that you must put in place. All right? But you must, from now, have the consciousness that it's never going to be enough. And that's why you have to understand the culture. That's why you have to understand, the power. That's why you have to try and find out how things get done, who gets what in that kind of environment, because now you have to use those things over and above. They will be the building blocks on top of your foundation that is based on, performance. Then of course your boss is very important. Who do you report to? We've been talking, from Madam's issue that she raised last week, that we were spoken to earlier today again. We're talking about, a boss and the way that she's conducted, himself. And you can see that, my responses have touched on the relationship between Madam and the boss. All right. Although in this circumstance is within the context of something that has transpired, but all it tells you is that your boss is very important in the scheme of things. So please, whoever you are reporting to, understand also where that person is in the scheme of things, what voice that person has within the organization, and ensure that you build a very good relationship with your boss. Your boss is always important. However stupid, however wicked, however unreasonable you may think he or she is, one of the smartest things you can do is to do everything to manage your boss very well, towards ensuring that you have a good relationship. Okay. And that requires, it's not as easy as what I have said, but there are tips, like you said, you were asking about. If you will, you would have to probably take, one of our programs on office politics, how to win at office politics, to get to the nitty gritty of a number of things, that I've said. There's so much more ground to cover, but at least, in by way of responding, to tips, those are, some of the things that you have to be mindful of. Also, uh, that might be number 5 for you, is you have to be mindful of your own personal conduct. All right, your own personal conduct. In one of those programs, I think I've had this session some time ago. I call it winning workplace etiquette. Winning workplace etiquette. Set 15 things or 15 demands that you must never make at the workplace. It talks about the conduct, some of the mistakes that people make when they come into the office environment, and the things they do, that they think those things are justified. They even think they are the right things to do, but I then explain why those things are not quite acceptable, and why they will work against them, whoever does things like that. So those are some of the things also that I think, you need to learn how to do. There are a whole range of them, but let me just summarize that by saying that, You must beam the searchlight on yourself. You must be conscious of your conduct. Now, conduct is different from performance. All right, conduct speaks to how well groomed you are. For example, it speaks to how you're dressing. It speaks to issues of your own punctuality. It speaks to issues of your behavior. All right, those things are also very important because what impression do you make? What impression do you make? I have seen people who are not mindful of how they dress. Now, if you get into an environment where there is a minimum level of presentation that is expected of their staff, and you are not mindful of that, you will be out of place, and that will be the beginning of running into problems with within that organization. So that's part of what you have to look at. Some people, the problem they have is their ability to communicate. They can't communicate effectively, and they won't invest in building those skills. But how do you make an impact, even if you're very good, when you can't communicate effectively? Some, their communication, is their challenge than the way they produce. In the way they pronounce words. Some are so careless in the way they speak, So all of these are important things that it may look as if, so what has that got to do with what I deliver? Well, yes, you can say that, but there are more things that are taken into consideration when you are in the workplace environment, especially in a new environment, like you said, than just you delivering. Than just you delivering. For example, okay, so you have come in. Are you going to be on that grade forever? Aren't you going to be looking to move up? Aren't you going to be expecting to be promoted? When those decisions are going to be taken, do you think that is only based on performance? No, that would be being, only a naive person would think, especially if you are inching closer or you are already in the management or executive management cadre. Only a naive person would think that it's only about performance. The higher you go, the less the role of performance in deciding how far you would go in the institution. So you need to be very conscious, of that. I hope those have been quite helpful for you. But like I said, at the risk of thinking that I'm looking for business, I think you probably have a need for, some of our office politics area of programs to help you in some of these regard. The alternative is that you can as well reach out to me, and we can deal on personal basis if there are any particular areas of weakness or concern that you may have, that you believe you need to address, in order to effectively position yourself within the context of your new organization. But while we're at it, congratulations anyway on your new uh, job, and I like to wish you all the very best there. Okay, um, so are there any others? Our time is almost up. Are there is any others? All right, Mr. Victor, are you still? If you're still with us, are those helpful in any way? Uh, okay, then. So thanks for the feedback. Does anybody else have any questions? This is the question and answer session of the Smart Leader program. Like I said, the Smart Leader program is a program that helps people, executives, senior, upcoming, to top management staff, people who are in positions of leadership responsibility to build their capacity to lead, to build their capacity, to lead. And it's a 30-day program, and it offers convenience, a lot of convenience. It's, by way of, if you enroll, um, you get a 30-minute video recording every day. Every day deals with a specific issue, and every day builds on the previous day. And you can uh, you go on like that for 30 days, so you can listen to the video at anytime you want. You get the videos on daily basis. There are assignments that are given, to help us um, internalize what the message for each day, is all about. And also to help you to prepare what we call a personal change plan, that so as to, you know reshape your approach to leadership and make you a smarter leader, a more effective leader. And we define those in the sense that, a smarter leader would be one who leads from their core, who leads from the heart, who leads with purpose, who leads, authentically, who leads, of course, smarter, um, and a host of things. So we use this question and answer live session. That's the live part of that program. I facilitate all through the program, um, so you can, at any point you may be in the 30-day program, you can attend the Saturday 7 to 8, and you can bring up any issue, you know that may have occurred to you, any concerns that you may have, any questions, so that you can receive appropriate responses. That way, we also um, we give the opportunity to interact with the facilitator and to address some specific concerns which you won't be able to do just by listening to the video alone. And like I said, there are assignments, and they help you to prepare a personal change plan that we expect to be the output of the 30 days, over and above all the insights that you would have gained. The program, for those who are not on it, some of us are on it. For those who are not yet on it but may be interested, I've put the links there. One link that helps you to go through a set of slides that tells you exactly what the program addresses and what we cover every day, and at the end of it, if it's something that is attractive to you or that you find to be helpful, for others, then you have the second button here, which you can use to enroll on the program, um, and make a payment. For now, it comes at a cost of 30,000, which is really 1,000 naira per day. Um, and I think that that should be quite comfortable for, for the average person who is in a position of leadership. Apart from the fact that that's less than 10% of the value of what we know you would encounter over the course of 30 days. All right, so that's just to give additional information to those who are not yet on the program. But this is so these opportunities for you. It isn't for me. Like I said, we've opened it also to those who are not uh, on the program, so that if you have issues on leadership, if you have issues on office politics, um, you can bring them up as well, and we'll be gracious enough to attend to them, just like we've just done for Mr. Victor. Um, okay,
Okay,
so
doctor.
do we, any other?
Yes, doctor.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, doctor. Can I crave your indulgence that you drop the link on the email, on my email,
Okay, can
so that I
you
can.
Okay, can you just restate? Are you able to restate your email on the chat for me?
Okay,
Okay,
I can, I can do that shortly.
okay. If on the chat right now, if anybody
Yes.
else is interested in program and you want me to send you something by email, you get an email from me after the session. It will read Olatunji Shobodu at Emet Leadership Academy. So if you don't see it in your inbox, you can look out for it in your spam folder or in your promotions folder if your address is a Google email address, um, because these emails tend to go there at times. All right, so you can put that in the chat if you are interested. Okay, ma, I've seen your email, so
Thank you.
I'll take note of that and send the email to you immediately after that is
Thank you very much. Thank you.
done. Thank you very much, ma. All right, as does anybody else have any questions? We have just about 2 minutes, I believe, or thereabout. All right, we have 2 minutes. Who has any question? Uh, Mr. Oni, do you have any question for us? I don't know whether it's Kende Bolahan. Do you have any question, Miss Adeni? Whether it's Mr. or Mrs. I'm not sure. Uh, do you have any question? Rati, any questions? Should we round up?
No, sir, I don't have any question at the moment, sir.
Okay. All right,
Yes,
then.
sir.
I like to thank everybody. Thank you for joining us. I hope it's been what your while. We look forward to seeing you again. We hold this every Saturday. Feel free to extend to your friends as well, and um, um, any other person as you feel they need to. They can join us. They can bring their questions first. We can address them. And if they want, they can address. They can get on the program. Mr. Oni, the cost. What will it cost to get access to the office politics programs? Can I suggest that you send me? I need to know exactly what you want. We do have a series of sessions. We have one that's about seven, about seven, or I think we've just added some other sessions, about 7 or 8 sessions that comes at a cost of 120,000. Um, but it covers a wide range of things about office politics. But it may be a good idea to have a discussion with me. Let me know exactly what your requirements are, and I might be able to prescribe something appropriate for your good self. So if you would like that, I would just share my phone number. You may want to reach out to me by uh, by WhatsApp, and then we can have a discussion, or you can send me an email, and then I can follow up with you on that. But I can assure you that in the area of office politics, um, whatever you need, you will get. By the special grace of God. Yeah, it's our area of focus: leadership and workplace politics or office politics. All right, so hopefully I'd expect your call, sir, and hopefully you'll join us again, next week. All right, so once again, thank you very much, everybody. Enjoy the rest of your weekend, and God bless you. Bye bye.
Yeah, thank you, sir. Goodbye.
Thank you.
Bye.
Thank you.
Bye, doctor. Thank you.
Thank you, ma. Enjoy the rest
Bye.
of your night, ma.
Thank you. Bye.